The first couple of questions at this meeting were a little pointed, weren't they? I mean, they talked about a couple of issues, Clayton Homes, NetJets, the 3G Capital Partnership. It seems this year that shareholders are slightly uneasy, at least some of them, about a couple of your companies. Does that make you give pause to say, let's deal with some of these issues?
Well, no, we deal with anything the same way regardless of what happens here. But I would say that from the reception we got throughout the annual meeting, I think the shareholders really weren't particularly concerned about those two issues. No shareholder asked about them.
NetJets, though, I would have to say, has more than 100 pilots in uniform quietly marching outside. What do you think about that, Warren? And it's more than just compensation. They say their benefits are slightly at risk and that NetJets is doing so well, maybe some of the profits should be shared with the pilots.
Yeah. Well, they're doing well and we're doing well. What we pay is higher than most of our competitors, certainly on a parity with all of them. They have terrific working conditions. If we have an opening, we have lots and lots of people who want to come join us, and we have very few that want to leave. So it can't be the worst job in the world.
You came loaded for bear regarding the Clayton Homes accusations about predatory loans. Do you feel that the answer was adequately addressed, specifically the point where you said, well, nobody who owns a Clayton home has called me? Sometimes it's hard to get through to you, Warren.
No, but they can always write me. You know, I get complaints on a number of things. I mean, settlement of insurance claims and all kinds of things. So it's very easy to send me a letter, and I see every letter that's written to me. There's none that gets handled by anybody else. So I can tell you in 3 years, I've not had a letter, or any other kind of an email, but I've not had a letter from anybody at Clayton Homes borrowers.
You made some comments about Dodd-Frank and that it did not exactly do what it was intended to do. Do you feel it has not eliminated the too big to fail risk?
Well, no, there's a lot of things I admire about Dodd-Frank, including in the consumer protection area. What I've said is that in terms of a total panic, that it's vital that somebody can say to the country that we are going to do whatever it takes and that the country believes that person. And I say that the person's two people, Hank Paulson and Ben Bernanke, but primarily Bernanke.
So you're talking the Fed and the Treasury.
Yeah, the Fed and the Treasury could say that. I think their ability to do that has been diminished somewhat. And I think that's an important thing if there's a panic. There's all kinds of good things about Dodd-Frank, but I would leave a lot of muscle with the chairman of the Fed at a time of crisis to be able to say to the American public, it's going to stop here, and people would know he had all the tools to do it.
You were complimentary of Ben Bernanke back when he ran the Fed. How do you feel Janet Yellen is doing now that she's in charge?
Well, I think she's doing fine, but it's a very, very tough job. I don't envy her the job, and it involves balancing all these variables, and there's no question she's very, very smart, just like Ben Bernanke. She has the interest of the country at heart, just like Ben Bernanke, and I think she'll do a good job, just like Ben Bernanke.
You just closed on a German business. You now own a Eurozone company, so you do have some involvement in that region. Greece is days away from a deadline, and they may default. What do you think, short term, that would do to the markets, to the global economy, at least to the psychology?
Yeah, I don't know. We may find out, but I don't know. But it really doesn't make any difference in how I run Berkshire.
It might hurt the markets. It might scare almost every investor.
If it hurts the markets, that helps us. We'll buy things cheaper. I mean, whether the market goes up or down next week or next month or next year is a matter of no consequence to us, except on balance, we prefer it if we can buy things cheaper.
You were up on that stage for the 50th anniversary. Yeah. You were running on Coca-Cola and peanut brittle.
Fudge.
Fudge. How did it all feel to you?
It feels great. I always enjoy the shareholder meeting. I mean, we've had 40,000+ people here, and it's fun to see them. They come from all over the world, 53 countries, and it's what American capitalism should be.